Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Embracing Change, the podcast where we redefine experiences through thought-provoking conversations. I'm your host Nick, and to everybody who's new, I hope you love it here. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that affects everyone at a certain point in their life. It is unavoidable and we all go through it, and I figured why not speak about it. So today's episode is about making big decisions. Whether it's choosing a career path, deciding to move to a new city, deciding to further your education, starting a podcast, getting into a relationship, locking your hair, there's so many things to decide on, and I feel like making big decisions can be so difficult at times because it can feel a bit overwhelming. But don't worry, I've got some insights that hopefully will help you guys in your decision making as it has helped me. And yeah, before we go any further, let's get into it. So let's get started. Firstly, I want us to acknowledge the fact that making big decisions is inherently challenging because of the level of uncertainty and potential consequences that they come with. So it is normal to feel unsure or anxious about making a decision. But the best way to approach big decision making is methodically and thoughtfully. So I wrote down a couple of steps that I myself have been following because I have challenges with making big decisions or deciding on certain things. I can be a little bit indecisive at times, and I know this is something that most of us struggle with, so I figured why not sit, talk, have a little chit chat about it, and yeah, share some tips, and hopefully we can start making decisions like confident young adults. So step one would be to define your decision clearly. What exactly are you deciding on? Sometimes decisions seem bigger and scarier because they are often vague. So I find that it really helps to write down exactly what you're deciding on. Like, for example, instead of writing should I move, you can write should I move to Cape Town for this job opportunity. This helps you visualize yourself in that position and helps you get to a decision a bit quicker, because once you can see something, if you can see yourself doing something, and if you can see exactly what you're talking about or what you're thinking about in your mind, it's easier to decide on it as you keep going. Yeah, so step 1 2 would be to define your decision clearly. Write down exactly what you want to decide on, whether it's moving, whether it's whatever you're trying to do, write it down. Make sure you write it down. Okay, so now that you've written your decision and clearly defined it, the next thing to do would be to gather as much information as possible. Research. Find out what your options are, talk to people who have been in similar situations, read articles, watch videos, like find out as much information as you can about this decision you're going to make, especially if it's a decision that will affect your life moving forward, like career decisions, studying, things like that. Moving, make sure you do as much research as possible. It is easier to make a decision when you are informed, and it's easier to make a decision that you will be happy with when you know everything that you need to know about it. So yeah, get as much information as possible. There is no such thing as being too informed about a decision. So don't be afraid to ask people, don't be afraid to ask people that have been through similar situations. Talk to people that you feel like you're comfortable talking to, of course, but talk to people, find out. Use your phone for that, go to the internet, go on social media, look for information. Now that you've gathered all the information that you need to gather, the next thing to do will be to weigh your pros and cons. The best thing to do would be to create a list of all the drawbacks and all the benefits to making this decision, or to each option that you've written down in your list. And this will help you visualize the potential outcomes and make a more balanced decision. Like in our example that we made earlier, right? Let's say you're considering moving to Cape Town for a job opportunity, right? Moving to Cape Town could be good because of the opportunity, but you have to also consider maybe the cost of living that side. You have to consider the fact that maybe you'll be alone, maybe you won't have any family near you. So it is important to be honest with yourself when you're writing these pros and cons, because I feel like sometimes when you want something so bad, or maybe when you want to really decide on this thing, it's easy to just look at the positives, or sometimes it's easy to just look at the negatives. So be honest with yourself when writing these pros and cons list, and that should help you in your decision making step. So the next thing to do would be to consider your values and your long-term goals. What's important to you? How does each option align with your present values and your future aspirations? Sometimes a decision that may seem logical may not align with your deeper goals and values, and that is okay. You just have to know yourself and understand yourself so you can know what aligns with you and what doesn't. Even though it may seem like a good thing to do now, it's important to have moments of introspection and sitting with yourself and really understanding that, is this decision something that aligns with who I am as an individual above everything else? And that is very important and has helped me a lot in deciding a lot of things in my life. And I feel like it's something that we can never ignore as people, regardless of the decision you're making. This means that you should listen to your intuition. While it's important to approach decisions in a logical and methodical way, don't ignore your gut feeling. Sometimes your subconscious mind is aware of things or picks up on things that your conscious mind might not pick up on. So if something feels off, take some time to explore why and get to the root cause of why you feel off about a certain decision. If you're not feeling 100% about something, understand why you're not feeling 100% about something. Don't just gloss over it or just skip over it and be like, nah, it's fine, I'll deal with it when I get there. Because that's how you make mistakes, and that's how you find yourself in situations that you can't get back from, or situations that you could have avoided had you listened to your intuition. If you ever feel that way, like you want to decide on something or you want to do something but you're unsure about it, the best thing I would recommend to do is to pray, meditate, spend time with it, sit with it, look at it from each and every angle. And once you've done that and your gut feeling is still telling you then it's a But if you've done that and you've really understood why you feel a certain way about it, and you feel like, okay, I can still go on with this, then go on with it. But it's always important, regardless of whatever you're doing in life, make sure you're in touch with your intuition and you listen to your intuition, because it will save you from a lot of unnecessary stress and drama. Now, I would say the next thing to do is to set a deadline, because it's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis where you're always weighing your options, constantly weighing your options, but never ever making a decision. So set a deadline on when you want to decide on this thing, where you want to choose, okay, I'm doing this now. I'm deciding to do this, or I'm not deciding to do this. So set a deadline. Make sure you have a deadline of, okay, at this point I should know whether I'm going forward with this decision or not. And I promise it will help you in so many ways, because it can help avoid unnecessary stress, and it can also help you commit and move forward from whatever it is, because it's not nice as well to be in that position of should I not, should I not, should I not. There comes a point where you've done all that you can do, you've done all the research, you've written it down, you've trusted your gut, you've listened to your intuition. Now it's time to decide. Remember, no decision is ever perfect, and it's normal to make mistakes. So don't let that stop you. Don't let that make you unsure after all the work you've put in, after all the time and energy and effort you've put into this decision. Don't just be stagnant. Take action, move forward, and figure it out as you keep going, because really that's all you can do. Making decisions can be daunting, but with a structured approach, you can navigate them much easier and with much greater clarity and confidence. Remember, every decision is a step towards self-discovery and growth. And growth is a beautiful thing. So let's embrace change together. Let's make proper informed decisions together. And yeah, let's just keep figuring things out, So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope it was insightful and helpful for you guys as it was for me. And if you have anything to say, please leave a comment. I love reading your comments. By the way, if I haven't said, well, I say this every episode, but that's because I mean it. Leave a comment, guys. Please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because why haven't you subscribed? But yeah, that's been it for the episode. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.